Hey guys, welcome to part 3 of this mostly fresh start Chillheart Nightblade. We hit level 55 last time. We're on elite difficulty. We will go be finish Ashes of Malmouth and probably do a bit of rep farming to get ready for ultimate, as well as have access to XP pots. Hey, welcome in, Susie. Do we fight Gauls? Maybe we do. And that was a complete waste of time. Gauls gives us a terrible drop. Good day, welcome in, Violet.
There was much commode ice. My scouts had reported back.
There are two other. The one.
Hey, Miso, welcome in. I don't know, Miso. I think Hamilmancy might be better. All right, I think we're gonna go Saboteur, guys. Do some Cold Fire Strike.
May the
Almost Farseer, right, Miso? Yeah, I've still never read the third book of that. I should probably get it and finish the series. No spoilers, please. Viley up to the 75 stream official streak, unofficial streak in the 200 somewhere. Very nice. So yeah, just don't let your husband type in chat, Susie, and we should all be safe from spoilers. Okay, at level 60, we might look into getting better pants, although I think we can just do that on normal and not have to dynamite the area. I think she tries my patience, Miso. All right. We're not going to be a Blade Master. We're not going to be a Witch Hunter. We're not going to be a Spellbreaker. We're not going to be a Trickster. Cold Trickster isn't a bad build, but the problem is you basically are playing Corbuset, which no guarantee. I don't really want to play runes. So, and if you got the legendary shield, you could do Cold Eye of Reckoning and be fine, but that's a random drop, and I'm not going to play this assuming I'm going to get that. So, Demo gives us Night Stalker Pendant, which gives us Cold Shadow Strike. I think it also has Ring of Steel modifiers, Blast Shield, and some other stuff. Alright, so 1 point Vindictive Flame. One point Flame Touch, I guess. I don't think it's that valuable. And we kind of want to just make a beeline for Blast Shield. Well, there are worse things to give up sleep for, but sleep is also important. So I can't fully support that, even though I do understand it. Like I said, I get it. And I can't say it's not something I would do. Okay, we got low level Havoc. Yeah, I need to read more of her stuff. Yeah, I don't mind slow pace. I think that probably could be used to describe my writing style anyway. I don't think a book necessarily needs to have 30 plot twists. I think you can just tell a narrative and a story and have the character grow and do interesting stuff and have a few interesting challenges and that's that. Dan Brown is one of those writers who is just completely uninteresting to me. So I would say €1 is too much to pay for a Dan Brown book. Asamovi, welcome in. Well, if you're reselling them successfully, then I'm not going to fault that. I am very pro-capitalism. And, and arbitrage and all of that. Buy it in one market for $1, sell it in another market for $40. It's free $39. It takes a little research and a little risk. realized I forgot this, so I actually didn't need Spider. We could have taken Raven instead for more OA. It's fine. Slightly inefficient.
I am told that I can. When the Legion was fled, I've already informed.
You're here. Good. Pressing matters to with the cult.
Honored with Legion, so we buy the Writ. Okay, on Elite, the shrine is here, so we'll do the Ethereal Essence quest and get another shrine. I've never played PoE 1. I did play PoE 2 and enjoy parts of it and hate other parts of it. The struggle to get passable loot in PoE 2, I think they have improved it since I last played it, but it was still very much a turnoff. So there's a fine line between your character doesn't roll through the campaign and your character can't do enough damage to make a boss fight workable. Thing is, conceptually, PoE 2 has a lot of stuff that I should theoretically like. I actually like a lot of the boss fights in PoE 2. I generally like the pacing of the game. I think the skill tree system itself, or skill gem system itself, I like. So there are absolutely some, you know, bones of a very good game in there. It's just, it's incomplete. Yeah, the whole Souls of Exile criticism. But there are definitely some cool boss fights. The Geonor boss fight, the combination of the fight and the music and the voice acting and everything in there. I mean, the Viper boss fight is an absolute garbage fight, but Doriani's kind of cool. Yeah, I think my take is that I don't know that I love Souls games. I probably haven't played enough of them to really judge. But I think a touch of Souls-like is nice, but only a touch. I don't want an ARPG to feel like Dark Souls. We need an amber for this. I mean, other than the brief foray into PoE 2, Grim Dawn and Diablo 1 are really the only ARPGs I've ever played. I would consider Last Epoch if I trusted the devs to iterate their way out of a paper bag, or if I trusted the devs to not create a bunch of garbage microtransactions that you now need to play the game, since the company that bought them is clearly going to want to find a way to get its money back. So I don't feel great about them. PoE 1, I think I'm just too far behind the curve to ever really bother learning. And, yeah, it leaves what, like, maybe Titan Quest 2 will give a try when it's a little bit closer to actually being finished and out of early access. And D4, I'm never going to give Blizzard money until something changes at that company. Right now, they don't deserve my money, and I'm not going to give it to them. I mean, the heist of the decade is the intellectual property theft that so-called artificial intelligence is engaged on an epic scale. But second to that, maybe getting 100 million from Krafton is up there. No offense taken, me. So I'm not holding my breath, waiting for change. I'm simply acknowledging that if I saw positive developments, and they had a game that looked good, I'd seen some streamers play and said, okay, this is actually a game for me. At that point, I would consider it. But barring one, them coming out with a game I want to play, and two, the company getting to a better place, it's not going to happen. I mean, there are too many indie studios making great games, and there are too many other fun games that I want to sink time into that why am I going to give money to Blizzard? I think there are a lot of moments, but I think the real moment for Blizzard was when they did Diablo Immortal. I mean, Grinding Gear Games, at least, I feel like is a studio that's run by gamers. And that means something. Yeah, the good and bad of Tencent is, if it works, they stay out of your way. The bad is that If it doesn't work, they may pull the plug a bit too soon.
My, what a curiosity.
Took you long enough. The cult of... It appears that the...
Speaking of Ubisoft, where's their stock at now? Not that stock market value is the be all and end all of everything. But I'm sorry, if your company has lost 94% of its value in the last 5 years, you probably did something wrong. I mean, they're badly managed, and they kind of have some questionable consumer practices as well. I mean, if we've reached the point where Tencent is the lesser evil of all the big publishers, I'm not sure how to feel about that. I don't know. The company's worth 500 million. At this point, buy the damn thing. Sell off some of the IP that you pretty much milk the hell out of anyway that somebody will pay money for. And come up with some new games. I would very much vulture capitalist that company. I mean, I think Assassin's Creed is on its last legs. It's like a James Bond movie. You could still get some people to show up for it, but it's well past its prime. I don't know how much they can do with the Anno series. Maybe there continues to be more, but just let someone else take it off your hands at this point. Someone will overpay for it. And then just sit down and you've got I'm sure you've got a ton of very good developers there who are mismanaged. At some point, just sit down and say, what do you guys want to make? Throw everyone into 10 teams, make 10 games, see what happens. Yeah. I could see Anno being the best. It's all I've. It's one of those games that I've seen people play a lot, and it looks appealing, but I'm not going to learn the mechanics of it. I've done other sort of strategy games, other city builder type stuff. So do you have any other source of that RR? Because it is kind of and is it retail or rata? Because if it's just retail, then that you're not doing weapon damage. But I mean, it's also the least important type of RR, so yeah, I mean, you've got you have the obviously the Lightning RR Devo, Elemental RR from Oathkeeper and such, and Shaman, and then you have some sort of flat. I think you're probably fine. Yeah, I think Paradox is fine if you know what you're getting yourself into, but it's also you're sort of writing them a bit of a blank check. You buy their game, and then they come out with these DLCs that introduce. And look, granted, if you bought their game and you said, "Hey, this is great. I just want to play it as is," you can absolutely do that, and you can probably get a lot of enjoyment out of it. But if you want to use certain features or mechanics, you have to buy certain DLC. And that said, they do give some free updates whenever they release a DLC. So but you also with Paradox, you have the option of saying, all right, you can do research, and if they have $100 worth of DLC on sale, you say, all right, well, what's if I really want to play this game a lot and I've played it enough to know I know I like it? What are the 3 that I need? And then you spend $30.
You've returned. So a great moment to... Good, you're back. I struggle to admit that. You see the Luminari.
I mean, Paradox was involved with making BattleTech, and that, I mean, it's a game. It's, you have the base game and you have 3 DLCs. I think all 3 DLCs added a ton of content and were totally worth it. That might be I don't know if that was just the way they were planning on doing that one, and there's only so much you can add in terms of mechanics in a turn-based strategy game. But let's see. You had the Flashpoint DLC, which included some new mechs. Also included these Flashpoint multi-part story missions. You had Urban Warfare, which added urban campaign environments, added some additional mechs, and I think a few additional flashpoints. And then you had Heavy Metal, which added a ton of new content vehicles, flashpoints, etc., and a new mini campaign. Wait, is Across the Obelisk the game that Biff play? Is the card game that Biff has played sometimes? What did they do the City Skylines too? I remember reading that they're having issues with at launch, but I did not look really any further than that. I figured I'd wait for them to sort out the issues and maybe for it to go on sale.
I don't know what you.
See, for someone like me who knows very little about that genre, I would probably just buy Slay the Spire on deep discount and play that, and not know what I was missing. I generally despise subscription models. It's like the fact that you have to pay. You basically have to pay for Microsoft Word every year now, instead of just buy the software and then accept that it's not going to have all the cool new features if you don't upgrade, but it'll still work because it's. I mean, it's a bloody word processor. You need to be able to type, and that's really it. Yeah, that's. I always look at, whenever I see a game on sale, it's like I look for 2 things. One is, do you need the DLCs for it to be really enjoyable, and what's the total all-in cost if you decide to buy the game. I think was it Fallout New Vegas is on sale for I think 99 cents, and I think with all of the DLC that they've ever had for it, it's something like $6 now. It's not normally my type of game, but it's something I would consider. I played a little bit of Crusader Kings 2. My big Paradox time sink was EU4. I'm probably not going to buy EU5 unless I really look into it, and it lets me do a bunch of cool stuff that I can't do in EU4. Especially since I already have some EU4 DLC. Only a few of them that were kind of the more useful ones. I don't regret purchasing them at all. I've got my money's worth, but I don't feel a strong need to buy EU5. Yeah, I bought Civ 6 and I think 3 of the highest, most recommended DLCs. I haven't played it yet, but I feel like that's a reasonable compromise. I'm not playing competitive Civ 6. I don't need all the DLCs. I'm just going to do some turn-based stuff while I'm... Like, Civ 6 is the kind of game that I would play while I'm, say, watching a sports game or a sporting event or something. And for that, a couple core DLCs and just let the turns go by. Yeah. I've done so much crazy stuff in EU4, like, well, I'm not insanely good at the game, but and I've turned Florence into the greatest power in all of Europe, things like that. Oh man, I think I had... It might have been the original Sim City on Super Nintendo or something like that. And, of course, SimCity 2000. I think I have SimCity... Hold on, do I have SimCity 3000? No, I have SimCity 4. I might have SimCity 3000 on a CD somewhere, because I think they still put them on CDs back in those days. I mean, be a little hypocritical of me to judge someone for spending that many hours in a game, given what I've done with Grim Dawn, but... What's up, Master Halls? Welcome in. I think Paradox is a great developer if you're going to pretty much 100% main a single game. Have it be 80, 75, 80% of your total gaming hours, and constantly get new content. Paradox is almost a live service company. They're not live service in the because you can play their games without being connected to a server. You're not paying a subscription fee or anything. but they are almost a live service company in terms of how their business model works, I think. Alright, so we're going hostile with Barrowhome this time. Because we want a Namadea Helm. I don't mind the model too much. I think it can be problematic. It can be exploitative a little bit, but if you know what you're getting into and you plan strategically, I think you can do very well with a company like Paradox. Like if I bought the base game across the obelisk, played it, said, "This is my game. I want to spend 70% of my gaming hours on this. I want to do this for a while. I want to learn all these mechanics." Then I'd probably be okay with spending money on the DLC, especially if you can get it on sale. But if you buy the game and you're kind of wondering, well, what do I need to even enjoy getting started, then it's a little bit more difficult. And I think you can get a little bit overwhelmed with Paradox that way. It's like, obviously the example I'm using with BattleTech is different because you buy the base game, and then if you like it and you want to do a bunch of career modes and get additional story and content, you know that there's a grand total of 3 DLCs. That's all they're ever going to make. I'd actually be happy if they made another DLC because it would mean more content, but they won't do it because I think they're done with that franchise. But 3 DLCs that you get on sale for half off for $30 on the one of like the 4 Steam sales. Like that's relatively easy, straightforward. You play the story mode, you liked it. Maybe you did a campaign and you say, "Oh, I want all this additional content, these new mechs and so forth." I didn't. Do you have a Grim Tools for what he was working on, Filey, or did he not? Did he not have one? Yeah, I actually have a bunch of Total War Warhammer stuff that I've, for what I've spent on it, I've criminally underplayed. I think just the concept of I've always loved Warhammer Fantasy. I'm just going to say the end times might as well not exist because it's some of the worst writing. Let me put it to you this way: I despise the Star Wars sequel trilogy. I think it's boring, unimaginative, shows a complete lack of appreciation of the entire story of Star Wars to begin with. Destroys multiple character arcs for no reason whatsoever. And is just all around. If I was coming up with a way to sabotage the Star Wars stories, I would have come up with a more enjoyable trilogy than that, and I think that says something. Now, all of that having been said, the Star Wars sequel trilogy is still better than the Warhammer End Times. That's how bad Warhammer End Times, the Warhammer Fantasy End Times is. Was that Legend of Total War Miso? I've looked at some of his. I probably watched more of his videos than I've than I played Total War Warhammer. That was him. Okay, yeah. Thing is, I kind of think that for the most part, I have what I need to play and get into the game when I decide to do that. I'm gonna make another Vengeful Wraith. Like, I'm not... I don't have every DLC, but I have most of the factions I would be interested in actually playing, and some of the additional content for some of them. Like, yeah. If you're going to play High Elves, you have to... I have to do an Everqueen playthrough. That needs to happen. Things like that. Yeah. I think everyone was hyped for Force Awakens because it's a sequel and everything. It said, okay, cool. Like, everyone understood there were going to be new characters, right? That's... No one thought that they're just going to have Luke, Han, Leia, Chewie, and everyone after 30 years and nothing's changed. But I think most Star Wars fans reasonably expected that the people who were in charge of the sequel trilogy understood that they were handling an IP that had a lot of fans and had a lot of stories, and that the choices they made when they were making the sequel trilogy could negatively impact the meaning and value of the other stories that they weren't necessarily directly touching. It's like basic unintended consequences, or if you destroy someone's character arc, then it forces you to reevaluate the original trilogy in a different light.
Me as somebody with an open mind. That is rather disappointing. Must we truly bicker over
Yeah, sorry, Skorov, I want Namadeus Helm. Nothing personal. I think a lot of young people who are super into one hobby and can sometimes be come across as a little bit toxic. It's just... Some of them are toxic, and I think for some people it's just a mix of obsessiveness and at times maybe not spending enough time outside. Put it that way. Yeah, we're okay. Where's Namadea? We're probably gonna get Reaper soon, aren't we? He just shows up. I appreciate that you would never do something as wantonly cruel as sending me the Star Wars sequel trilogy. Alright, you're probably going to drop a level 70 helm, I would guess. Oh, you have healers? Of course you do. Namadea's Eye, which is not the one we want. Okay. Well, we got the Ugdenbog Fetish.
You've returned. The fates now. The altar of Ratosh is a rare placing. Now that you have, ever since the Ugdenbog.
Of course, we didn't get the... Right, we went hostile bear home, which means we didn't get the leaf main horn. Cool, let's do that then. Slightly different pathing because you don't actually go near where the leaf main horns drop. Alright. 32 we get Blast Shield and Thermite Mine. In the meantime, we're just getting stats, which are something.
Do you have them at perfect deep beneath the...
That'll happen to you, Master Halls. The trick to that is to craft a bunch of conduits before you need them.
Is that your mother? An unfortunate accident, my emperor. Ogren, yes, doing my best. It's good to... You're right. Oh, to the...
We still have a level 35 chest we probably want to replace at some point. where's the living room we got? Impervious of mending, so pierce, poison, vit. It's also health. They nerfed the health rolls on living rings in the new patch. But yeah, 89, 89, 73. I feel like we get rid of the Slith Primal Ring. And we take the living ring, which is additional damage and health. And not that we really care about health regen, but it's better than nothing. Throw on a corpse dust. And crushing of the Untamed. Crushing a... This is level 24, crushing a butchery, so we can't really use that. Gazer Eye. I'll just take one for now. Okay, let's get better Dreeg Pants. I think we'll do that on normal. But we also want to get a Namadea Helm, or try to get one with a decent roll. So I'm going to make one more attempt on that on Elite. Of course. All right. Keep going. I do think we'll want the level 70 version of that helm, so we will continue to try. That and the Dreeg Pants. We'll get a level 60 version. Shroud of Fallen Skies. Alright, it's level 70. It's a pretty bad roll. At least it gives us some relevant damage. Cunning is a bit of OA. We lose the stun res, but we get a ton of cold damage and fire to cold conversion on our passive. So I think that's overall a win. We'll take that. We need to level up a bit to use it though. Anyway, drop down to normal. It's because we have the Dreeg boss already spawned there. And we don't have to dynamite it. Plus it's just faster for farming. Let's see what we got. Resistant of the Flesh Hulk. It's like, it's not the worst in the world, but... Alright, I mean, these are pretty bad dominators. Of Psyche, but, I mean, these are actually really bad. It's obviously massive upgrade for armor. We lose Pierce, Poison, Fire, Res, and a little bit of Elemental Res. Big armor upgrade. I think we gotta find something better than that. Well, I say that the roll we got was bad, and then we get Mystic of Protection, which is somehow even worse. Stanching of Dancing Shadows. So stanching is bleed res. Dancing Shadows is what? Chance to avoid melee. Maybe Pierce res and Chaos res as well. Let's do a few more runs. Aggressive of Dancing Shadows. Two more, and then we just take whatever the best of what we have is. Right now it's stanching of Dancing Shadows, but now if we can get better chest armor, that would also be very welcome. At the rate we're going, the ultimate reward for turning into fabric might be better than the chest armor we have on now. Taskmasters of Frostbite. One more. Just running Dreeg a few times to try to get some level 60 as opposed to level 30 pants. We got a kind of very mediocre Namadeus helm, but at level 70 it will do. Level 35 Herald's Jacket for the chest piece. Actually, does Coven have Shadow Strike gear or cold damage gear? I might check faction vendors. Yeah, Murderers is the obvious one. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we can go kill a few Cronley guys, I guess. Bismuel or Coven. Alright, let me check Coven quickly. If they have something good, we might just buy it. I cannot say I follow celebrity gossip. Alright. I mean, it's not the resistances we need as much. It's way more armor and it is cold damage. And way more health. Maybe we take the Murderer's chest piece. Yeah, I think I didn't like this because I lost health or something. But, let's sell some gear anyway. Don't have the rep for it to matter if Bismuel has it.
Put it to good use.
So I have a random Manticore gland. We've done Pine Barrens, right? I guess we just never turn this stuff in. Okay, fair enough. Well, good to know. We'll see if we get a murderer chest piece. All right, let's go further into Malmouth.
You better have a damn good The black. I don't. So this is. If you're the Ethereum.
Okay, we're gonna be honored. We won't turn in any quests, but we'll just get to the next rift gate.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left. See you around.
Good work out there. You can be sure that we will. I'll have Caitlin good on you to put yourself at risk for the sake. I believe.
Captain Wolf, I was wondering. I'm talking about the black.
All right, to the Black Iron Docks.
mission a success? Back before the city.
Okay, well, our armor rating, obviously, our chest armor is hot garbage, but other than that, we're doing decently. Finally got the Hellhound, Chaos Hellhound conduit. Congratulations on finally getting it. Alright, while I'm here, let's go to Pine Barrens and see if we can get another Manticore Eye. So I wouldn't mind the +1 Nightblade relic. I think it's about time we grab that. We absolutely could have overcapped Shadow Strike at this point, but it does save some energy. Not that we're having too much of a problem with that right now. Got the Manticore Eye, and perfect. Alright, so we want Slaughter. We need a Chains of Oleron, we have that. We need Fish's Jawbones, we need the Manticore Eyes, and we need Guile. Okay, Slaughter.
Excuse me. My father and I were part of...
Did I not find the father? Whoops. Alright, well, let's go to Coven quickly.
What troubles you? Stay strong.
Let's see. Yeah, it's more damage. And might as well get a bit of more cooldown. We probably could have invested in these, like I said earlier, but it is what it is. Anyway, let's finish Malmeth and see where we come out with faction rep. Oh yes, other U-Quest from Coven. Bad impervious, of course. Hold on. Elements. Okay, thunder is, of course, Aether to lightning. We don't really care. It gives us a bit of cold damage, poison, petrify res, spirit energy regen. Yeah, I mean, it's armor, but it's not great.
I will rid this fate. Feel my wrath.
Okay, threw it in time. Aggressive of Decay, that's about on brand.
Have the councilmen been good?
So we
Low-level Band of the Eternal Haunt is kind of a wild roll to get here. Vit Chaos Res. I mean, it's definitely better. And we got Peerless Eye of Baranath. So we lose some Chaos Res, which is kind of okay. Let's see. So Gazer Eye, and obviously the Aether Soul. Yeah, I think we have to take this combination. Cold Res is going to have problems. We'll figure something out for it, I guess. Yeah, let's Poison Elemental. Let's see what we can manage here. Hey, Morndale, welcome in. Yeah, we just got Peerless Eye of Baranath and Eternal Haunt as our quest rewards, which is kind of wild. Alright, we lose a little bit of health with this. But it's way more armor. It's Pierce, Poison, Ellie Res. These are all basically fine. I mean, they're... As long as we have the Nightblade thing up, that's good. I'm still gonna go Corpse Dust just for the health and Vitres. It's a nice cheap component. And we can worry about getting more expensive stuff later. So good Chains of Valoron on the chest. Okay, I can't believe we're still rocking a Harmonious of Prowess ribbon. Like, how do we not have something better? Pierce Poison. Pierce Ellie. Yeah, these are just better boots. And grab the Aether Soul. For now, we'll put the Devil's Crossing augments on. No, you're right. We didn't kill Gale Slice. I don't know if I really want to bother doing that, though. But yeah, Gale Slice wasn't on our way, so we didn't kill him. Alright, anyway, we're going to drop back down to normal. We're going to do the council quest on normal for the rep. And then we could do some rep farming back on Elite for Mammoth Resistance and Black Legion. Hold on, how's... Yeah, Gale Slice doesn't really do that much for conversion for us right now. We don't care about fire and chaos to cold for the most part until endgame. Then we definitely do. We do have Namadea's helm for that as well. But yeah, you're right. It is a good item, but it's not mission critical right now. Let's see if Martin wants to drop us something. What is he does have +3 to Thermite Mine, which is RR. So that's a bit of a damage multiplier. Oh. Right. We're normal. We're here to do the council quest. We'll do the actual farming on Elite.
Well, back before the city.
I think we'll do Gale Slice Viley on Ultimate because we'll be doing Hidden Path and have to clear that area out anyway.
Have the council good.
Nice little resistance amulet, but kind of pointless for us. All right, let's couple respecs.
I sense turmoil within you. Farewell.
$21,039. Okay, back to Elite. 1 second. Let's see if we happen to get the bounty to kill the 2 bosses in here. Nope. Okay. That's fine. We'll when we reset, we'll see if we get lucky with that bounty or something else that we can easily do. So that should close the gap between the Mammoth Resistance and Black Legion reps, so we hit Revered with both at the same time. Or pretty close to the same time. Alright, I'm not going to spend all day looking for this guy. We're just reset. Well, that makes life easy. We just turn in a bounty for killing mobs that we're going to kill anyway. Perfect. So we 22 470. Do the council. Do Valexteria, then Krieg and the other 2 bosses. Make sure that everything is... Pretty sure everything was, but... 44448. It's a quick reset. I don't think we need to do the full council run. I probably just kill Terranox and some random mobs around Crown Hill. Or even just wander around Crown Hill for a bit. We need 550 rep, so... I was kind of bored with the council. Done that a few times. Or maybe even only twice, but... Don't even really have to kill the boss. We're revered with the Legion. We're almost there with Malmoth. Alright, we might as well. Probably could have found an elite to finish the rep grind with, but this is also okay. Alright, revered with Malmoth. So we have everything but level 70. I do want to hit level 70 before we go to ultimate. Oh, hang on to this just in case.
See you around.
Let's see if we get any decent spectral longswords. We'll take a quick trip to the vendor. Before we do that, though, let's not forget the XP pots. Just want to have them in my inventory for next stream.
See anything you like?
So, if nothing else, cold damage, +3 Night's Chill, stun, freeze, poison, res. These are a potential option. Mammoth chilling. What's the low level one do for me? Vit and Chaos res. We lose. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. We lose health. We lose some damn. I don't know if this is really. It's just probably not worth buying. All right, 5 XP pots. Let's. Okay, go back to Blood Grove. Quick vendor check. We may also farm the boss a few times. And we're getting fairly ready to wrap up here. We'll find someone to raid shortly, but I think next stream we'll hit level 70 and we'll move on to ultimate. Okay, chill the frostbite. That's pretty much exactly what we want, right? All right, so we got one level 70 spectral longsword. Go up the fort icon. We're going to buy ourselves some Creed's Cunning and the other armor augments that we may need. Alright, let's see if Radlith wants to give us a Spectral Longsword. Bosses do generally give a better chance of good affixes. So I think they kind of want to encourage boss versus vendor farming, but still. No guarantees here. Only 1/3 chance he even has the weapon we're looking for. Okay, is he going to turn around? No, he doesn't have it. Okay. Alright, we'll do a few more runs. Okay. Looks like he has a spectral longsword. Let's see if he has good affixes on it. Shield of Arcane Balance, I mean, it's usable. Not until level 74, but it's usable. We're not going to... We have 2 usable level 70 items, so... Or one's level 74, but... So we're not going to spend too much time here. But 1 or 2 more runs isn't unreasonable. We could also... and maybe we'll get to level 70 doing this next stream, but do a bit of Forgotten Gods, because... I think if the endgame plan is going to be what I think it is, we're going to use Night Stalker Pendant, which is a Bismeal exclusive. So, you know, according to the rules I set for this, we need to have the necessary rep with Bismeal to use their faction blueprint. So we are going to have to grind some Forgotten Gods rep again. Just like we did for the Virtue Oppressor for the Fire Ravenous Earth Metal. Okay, you do not have a longsword. Just in case there's a hero here. It's unlikely, but... Okay, last run at Radlith. Okay, he does not have, yet again, does not have the Spectral Longsword. Trying to think if there's one last easy shrine that we can get. I'm not coming up with a great idea for it though. So we'll just first shrine and ultimate. We'll complete our devotions. We're at 54 out of 55 right now. Yeah, get you guys a Grim Tools for where we are currently. So as usual, I'm putting these series for the fresh starts up on YouTube. Hopefully, this will continue to run smoothly. A couple times in the past, there have been some minor issues with one of the episodes not wanting to upload despite a few efforts, but so far the series is working fine. So tomorrow I'll be playing BattleTech. We'll be continuing that campaign. Thursday will be a short stream or non-existent stream. And Friday, probably back to normal. Saturday and Sunday morning, we will be back playing this character, Grim Dawn. The rate these are going, these are typically been sort of 6 episode runs, so we probably won't finish it on Saturday. We'll probably finish this build a week from today, but time will tell. Anyway, we raided Warborn yesterday. Him and Raynon are both playing Grim Dawn, so we'll raid Raynon today. Appreciate everyone hanging out today, and I will see you next time. If you're here for Grim Dawn, I'll see you on the weekend. If you're up for some BattleTech, I will be on tomorrow night. So have a good one.